Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my November energy update. I am Samara, the Holistic Healing Coach. For those of you who don't know me, I am a holistic healing coach, and every month I do a channeled energy update for the month ahead. These energy updates are designed to give you some insight as to what to expect from the upcoming energies, but also to provide you with the tools so you can better navigate your way through those energies. So let's jump into this month's energy update. So our first theme for the month is collective intensity. So this month, the 3D world, I'm sorry to say, is going to feel quite intense for quite a large majority of the collective. It's because we are completing a cycle of chaos and disruption as we near the end of the year, as we get into the penultimate month of the year, that we're really going to start feeling this intensity rising even more than it has done in the past. So it's going to feel quite chaotic out there. With this, there's also going to be a huge surge in revolutionary energy. So we're going to see an increase in protests happening all around the world. Those protests are going to start to get louder and louder, and perhaps loud enough so that the mainstream can no longer ignore what is happening already on a global scale. So that revolutionary energy is continue to grow and continue to intensify during the month of November. So the best way to if you want to stay out of the chaos and stay out of the disruption this month, is to literally rise above it and to become the observer and observe what is going on in the world around you as a part of being part of what's going on in the world around you. So just keeping an eye on things, but not getting emotionally attached to what's happening in the external collective. November is really going to feel like we are going into battle. So it's a good time for you to dig deep and to find that inner warrior, that inner hero, that brave inner warrior that we all have deep inside of us. It's a time to tune into that warrior energy and to stand in that warrior energy as the systems and everything around us continue to collapse. Step into that warrior energy of yours. And that's the best way that you can really rise above all the chaos and intensity and disruption that we're going to be witnessing as we close off 2021 over the next 2 months. So that is really the most intensive theme for this month's energy update. The rest of the themes are more focused on self-growth. So that leads me on to the second theme, which is tending to your needs. So November is a great time for you to take rest and to reset. And it's a time to nourish your mind, your body, as well as your soul. So in terms of nourishing your body, nourish it with, immune boosting foods, with foods that are going to raise your vibrational level, doing a bit more exercise. You can go for walks, you can do some yoga, some meditation, or if you are someone who enjoys more high intensity exercise, go for runs, do a HIIT workout, whatever it is that you need to sort of rejuvenate your physical body. And then when it comes to the mind and the mental health aspect of it, take time to really tune in and listen to what it is that your body and your mind need. So you might find that in order to completely reset and to relax, you need to take a step away from society, take a step back from your social circle, spend more time on your own. You might have some self-care rituals, like taking a bath with candles or meditation, or even just spending some time in nature. Whatever it is you need to do to rejuvenate the mind and the soul. Take this time of November to do that so that you can refresh yourself and so that you're ready for what's to come as we close up this year and we enter a new year in 2 months' time. It's also about clearing the mind of all the mental clutter that's been building up particularly over the last 20 months, just clearing your mind of all that mental clutter and that mental chatter, and just calming everything down so that you can better prepare yourself. It's a time for also reassessing your values and beliefs. particularly if they're around financial values and financial beliefs. So if you are in a job or a career that is not making you happy, that is not bringing you any joy, November's a good time to perhaps start to figure out what it is you could do. What are you passionate about that you could do that could bring you in some income, so that you're not reliant on a job that is not making you happy. I know that we all need to work in order to survive, because we're still stuck in this crazy monetary control system. But try and figure out what else you could be doing that's going to bring you pleasure and bring you happiness, whilst also supporting your financial needs. So November is a really great time, whilst you're spending time resting and resetting and decluttering, to start thinking about what else you could do that's going to bring in some financial income, but at the same time, it's going to make you happy. Our next theme is creating conscious and meaningful connections. So November is all about expanding relationships. So that could be expanding existing relationships, or relationships that you have already, getting into moving them onto a bit of a deeper level, or more of a soul connection level. But equally, it could also be providing new opportunities to make new connections with other people. So keep an eye out for any synchronicities that might happen during the month of November, things that might draw you to a new person or a new connection, because all those connections that we're going to be making this month are really going to be more aligned with our values and our belief systems, and are going to help us grow and expand for the next few months and years to come. So pay close attention to any synchronicities or any new connections and relationships that you make during the month of November, or any new relationships that you currently have made but you are starting to nourish and develop over the course of this month. And it's also time for having open and honest conversations with the people in your life. Now, these are never easy things to have. They can make situations feel quite uncomfortable. But November is a good time for us to start clearing out anything that we're still hanging on to, any grudges, anything that needs to be released. So that could in turn mean that you need to have some brutally honest conversations with the loved ones in your life. Now, you can do those, you can be honest, and you can stand in your truth whilst respecting the other person's feelings. So you can do that from a place of kindness and a place of compassion. So if you're ever in doubt as to how you can honestly convey yourself to another person, always check in with your heart center and figure out what is your heart telling you to do? How is your heart telling you to project your honesty onto someone else? And if you follow your heart as opposed to your head, chances are the information will be much better received by the other person. So it's a time for creating deep connections on a much deeper level, and finding people who are more aligned with your current values and belief systems. November's also a time for us to be more compassionate to other people, and to accept everyone's own individuality, and to accept that we are all sovereign beings living together in one collective, and that we might not always share the same opinions with one another, but we can still be respectful of those opinions. There's more than enough control going on from the elite above us, who are all trying to control our every movement and whatever we say and whatever we do with the censorship. So we don't need to censor and control one another. There are other people doing that on our behalf. So if we can focus on being compassionate and kind, even to those who don't share your values, or perhaps to those who are behaving in a way that triggers you, if you can show compassion and kindness, we will grow leaps and bounds during the month of November if we can all collectively be more compassionate with one another. So the next theme is new ideas and inspirations. So November is a great time for nurturing and growing any new ideas and inspirations. Again, another thing to look out when it comes to synchronicities this month, with new opportunities being presented to you, new doors opening, new opportunities that might not have been available to you previously, or perhaps you could never even conceive that they would be available to you before, are all going to start to make themselves known during the month of November. So make sure that you're paying attention, make sure that you are paying attention to all those synchronicities so that you can jump on all those opportunities that come in during this month. These opportunities are going to be more aligned with your soul purpose. So they're going to bring more joy and more pleasure into your life. So make sure that you jump on them when they come in. So if you feel a strong pull towards a passion or a project, or if there's something you've been thinking about starting over the last few months but haven't quite got it off the ground yet, November is a really great time to start putting those wheels in motion and to start getting that into play and into plan, and taking the next step on those projects. So the final theme for this month is it's time to get off the fence. So I think a lot of people enjoy sitting on the fence. I mean, it's a lot more comfortable to be on the fence than it is to stand in your own sovereignty and to speak your own truth. It avoids conflict. But ultimately, it's that comfortable feeling is never going to be everlasting. There's going to be a point where that bubble pops and things start to come crashing down. So November is a time for you to start taking a stand, to start speaking and honoring your truth, to standing up for what you believe in. And what you believe in this month might be completely different to what you believed in 3 months ago or 6 months ago or even 2 years ago. So start standing up for what is your truth and what you believe in, and start honoring who you are. I know that is so scary. I often feel like I hold back, particularly on social media, with how I express myself and my opinions and my values, which I express, because I know that that's not going to go down very well with a lot of people, particularly those who are still very much in the mainstream. But that's a fear that I need to work through. And November is a really, really good month for me personally to be working through those fears, because not everything I say and do is going to be liked by everyone, and that's okay. So it's something that I need to work through. So I suppose a good question is, what do you need to work through in order for you to get off that fence and to stand in your truth? And, what do you want your reality to look like? 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, what do you want the world around you to look at? Because you are the creator of your own reality. And I think I've touched on this in last month's energy update as well, but I just really want to reinforce it this month, that no one is going to create your perfect reality for you. You are the only one who can do that. But in order to do that, you have to be living that reality that you want to live. And that comes down to how you think, what you say, how you behave, what you stand up for, what you don't stand up for. All of those things are manifesting the reality around you. So don't be afraid to own your power, and don't be afraid to stand in your truth, and create the wonderful reality that you want to be living. So I am wishing you all the most wonderful month of November. Enjoy this penultimate month of 2021. Things are going to feel very intense out there this month, but just focus on finding that inner warrior, and you will rise above the chaos and you will make it through this month. And on that note, I will see you all next month, sending you an abundance of love and light. Bye for now.